I'm Asher Westropp-Evans, and this is Immutable Opinion. Surprisingly enough, in a society that applauds decentralization, the whole community has decided to divide and subdivide itself into increasingly smaller parts. Let's break this down. So for better or worse, most of the conversation online in crypto takes place on various subreddits, Twitter, Telegram chats, Discord servers, and the like, with the subs and servers perpetuating a narrow us versus them mentality, while the tweets and grams serve as a digital battleground for crypto influencers and their adherents to duke it out with other groups in approximately 280 characters at a time. Perhaps unsurprisingly, in this most studious of environments, calm, academic, respectful discussion is all too often substituted with emotional personal attacks and oversimplified narratives. As users clamour to reach some position of legitimacy and leadership, the proclaimed permissionless cryptocurrency purists accuse established enterprises of co-opting the technology to produce watered-down blockchain models that protect their dynastic grip on the industries they represent. Meanwhile, the enterprises critique the early adopters as naive idealists whose complex solutions are impractical in any real-world scenario. Furthermore, within the purist crypto sub-community itself, there are mutually destructive battles among proponents of different visions of Bitcoin, while fierce competition rages between so-called altcoins, with Ethereum, XRP, EOS, or hundreds, if not thousands more. All you need to consider for a prime exemplar of this childish and belittling behavior is to note how devotees of these self-proclaimed opposing groups tend to view these projects. So, to Bitcoin's opposition, it becomes a Ponzi scheme. Ethereum is classed a centralized cult, only topped by XRP, which might as well be company stock without the voting rights. EOS, Cardano, and Chainlink, all scammy vaporware. Bitcoin Cash and BSV, malicious forks led by none other than Satan and Beelzebub, respectively. Now, to an outsider, it must seem ludicrous to watch countless intelligent minds working on blockchain technology, developers, entrepreneurs, and other enthusiasts gifted with the ability to think outside the box and see a better version of the future, all of them descending into this sort of infantile, self-destructive bickering. We're all part of the same technological revolution. Yet here we are wasting precious time and energy attacking ourselves, and all the while the problems stemming from centralized repositories of power and data grow ever more intransigent with each passing day. And this hurts the perception of the industry, particularly at its most bleeding edge. Back in July, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin tweeted that Tron sympathizers within the Bitcoin community are a perfect example of German Nazis aligning with Japan during the Second World War. I mean, come on, Vitalik. That's a little strong, don't you think? Maybe a little perspective is called for? But as the old saying goes, divide and conquer. As the crypto space continues to partition itself into increasingly insignificant increments, some of the most inspiring and creative talent is going to get lost along the way. On the flip side of this, however, perhaps all this bickering is utterly irrelevant and ranges from pointless to perhaps a little cute. As more and more large-scale institutions begin to take over this space, does the petty arguments of any of these insignificant players really matter? I'm here to say hell yeah it does. Even though the crypto space is rapidly being bought up by the institutional players, let us not forget the pioneers that created this industry quite literally out of thin air. Nothing existed on this untrodden ground, and it was the innovators, the developers, and the ideologues who willed it into existence. While the co-opting of the narrative may be all too real, it doesn't mean that those on the inside shouldn't take a little pride in their industry and their work, to ensure that they continue to prevent stagnation. And attacking each other over petty nonsense only weakens this case. So start acting like serious players. Not to say crypto peeps should lose their weird. The weird is what made them wonderful outside-the-box thinkers in the first place. But with the endless infighting, we risk disregarding all the credibility that's been gained by building a more than $500 billion industry. Focus on what is important. And remember, that as this pie grows, we can all benefit. Or else, be prepared to hand everything over to the institutions that ruined the old financial system in the first place. But you know what? Prove me wrong. I'm Asher Westropp-Evans, and this is Immutable Opinion.